Hello everybody, I am Nanette and I'm here to talk to you today about how right now is the time to be creating offers from your soul. So if you don't know me, haven't had a chance to meet me, basically I'm an intuitive marketing coach. I support visionaries, healers, game changers, world changers, people who really have a big mission on their heart. And they want to do good in the world with their message, with their story. And I support them with their marketing, with structuring their businesses, with creating products, and the entire kind of end-to-end business process through one-on-one coaching and my agency. So those are the things that I do. Those are the people that I serve. And lately I have been talking with great urgency about the opportunity that there is right now to really show up and support the world as we all are facing different parts of ourselves that we never have, right? I've been essentially pleading with healers and people who have gifts and skills to show up with their message right now and start to share what they know. And I say that because we have been practicing for so long these different things like mindset work. We've been practicing journaling, we've been practicing meditating, we've been practicing EFT and all these healing modalities on ourselves and on our clients. And right now is a time in the world where people are starting to really face themselves for the first time, kind of abruptly, right after having an experience of essentially mass hysteria. Hey Twyla, I see April, I see Jen, I see Helen. Thank you guys for jumping on. I'm telling you now, you're probably gonna want to share this one, because I'm gonna just share everything that I know around this topic and that I'm feeling around this topic, because people are wondering kind of what to create right now, especially if you don't have an online business already. If you have some sort of offline business like photography, real estate, chiropractor, massage therapist, all the people who deal with in-person networking and in-person connection, suddenly are finding themselves wondering, what am I gonna do? Therapists, counselors, people like that are finding themselves having to figure out a new game plan for themselves if they want their business to survive, and especially if they're depending on that income for financial, well-being, right? Like if they're supporting themselves. So I've been talking to you guys about how these two things are happening at the same time, and I don't think it's an accident. I don't think that that any of this is an accident. I've been saying there's been an urgency in my message for years, saying there's going to be a demand for healers, a big demand for healers. Like I'm working with healers. I've been saying this for years, y'all, and I didn't know it was going to look like this. I just saw that the collective was very quickly, changing. The collective was, the conversations that were being had by teenagers and young adults are changing, and they're learning about boundaries and being empaths at 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, right? These are things that a lot of us didn't even hear these words until we were, progressed adults. And so, I'm 30, so I'm not a progressed adult, I'm just a regular adult. But you get what I'm saying, like a lot of us aren't learning this until way later in life. And right now, all the 11 and 12-year-olds, understand concepts like vulnerability. They can talk about creativity. They talk about their fear in such an open way. And so I was thinking, okay, the healers are going to be supporting this next generation essentially as they learn to traverse all of the stuff that comes up for them, as they age, right? I've been talking about that, but with everything that's happened in the last, months up until now, and probably continuing beyond now, we are faced with this kind of trifecta situation where everybody is scared to some degree. Not everybody's the same level of fear, but there is fear energy everywhere. So there's that. And people are also being cooped up in their houses, and they're numbing until they can't. They're eating all their snacks, they're watching all the shows, they're doing the things to get out of the body. And I'm not saying numbing is always a bad thing, just to be entirely clear. I'm just saying that the people who have been running away from their emotions are going to find it a little bit more difficult to do that very soon here, very, very soon. I think we're kind of already starting to see people really expand beyond who they thought they were. Even me, right? Even there's so many of us who are activated right now in the in this industry, but it's even more so out in the world. You know, I'm seeing people who are being bold and courageous in their expression, because they're like, well, I might as well. I literally might as well. Like, everything's upside down. I might as well be myself, right? And, oh, hey, Anna, thank you. So I might as well be myself, like, you know, basically, fuck it. Like, I'm being me, and the world will either vibe or not. And that energy is such a great energy to be in, because people are suddenly open to being radically honest with themselves and figuring out who they are and figuring out what they like and what they don't like and what is theirs and what is not theirs, right? Thank you, Miriam. And here's the thing, like, this is all happening at the same time. And most of y'all, I know for sure, and myself, have been practicing these tools for years now, like for years. And what's interesting is, like, we have this way of connecting with everyone. This whole online industry is just, we're set up in such an impactful way. We all learned how to market. We've learned how to spread our message. I teach it constantly. You know, we either know it or have people in our networks that can teach us. And then the world needs your message right now. Like, if you're a healer, if you are someone who facilitates transformation and supports people as they embody new realities, this is the time that the world really needs you. Right now, you know, people are thrust into a space of reflection and introspection and who am I and what is going on. It's like this, you know, I was saying at some point this week, it's like a collective Saturn return. We are figuring out who we are right now. You know, like, really, when our back's against the wall and there's all this fear and there's all this stuff on the line, who are we? What is our character? What is our personality like? And a lot of us are finding, even within this industry, that we had a far way to swing in order to be really fully locked in with who we are, including myself, obviously. It might not be obvious if you're new to me, but if you're not new to me, you know I did not always bring the fire like this. So, back to the point of this live. I want to talk to you about how right now, those of us who are sensitive to the energy of the earth, those of us who are sensitive to the energy of others, it is so important that you use your ability to empath or whatever right now to impact you and motivate you to create resources for people. So, like, if you tap into the collective energy, or if you're just sensitive to that all the time, and you're feeling that there's a need for cord cutting, or you're feeling in your gut that, like, people really need to figure out how to calm down, or if you're feeling like, man, if everyone could just learn how to tap, or if everyone could just learn how to, you know, journal, or whatever your thing is that you really, you know, have a close connection with. If only people knew how to do that, it would just help everybody so much. If you feel that call within you, it is not an accident. You are tuned in. You are one of the creators that is going to be utilized in this collective growth, in this collective, you know, evolution. Okay? And so if you're feeling this in your gut, what you need to not do right now, and I will say this so sternly, I don't care if you don't like me, you better not hide. You better not go and say, I'm not the one that should do this. This other person's doing something like this, so I can't. Or, you know, people are going to think I'm copying so-and-so, or people are going to think whatever. I do not care what anything, any possible thing that could be right there outside of I don't want to. Like, that's essentially what I'm saying. There's such an important duty, I feel, when you are sensitive and when you can tap into the collective and you feel exactly what they need and you have it within you to serve them, and you choose to not because your ego, because you're scared, because you might look dumb, because, like, that's really it. That's what's going to stop you from showing up full force and, like, really, really changing the world. Really? Like really, that's really that's what's gonna stop you. You know what I mean? And I have to be so straightforward with you guys, because every single day, someone tags me in a post about TikTok or sends me a post about TikTok, and there's always people saying, you know, oh, it's dumb. Oh, I don't ever think I'll align with it. Oh, unless you have child clients and it's not worth it. I get something like that every single day, you guys. Let me tell you, let me tell you something. The opportunity for impact with a platform like TikTok or any, right? Or any social media that you really can like invest into, the ability to impact the world should be the main focus, okay? Like your ability to impact a large part of the world would be like that on TikTok with over 1.6 billion downloads. And that's in February, who knows now? You know, like, yeah, no, I know Twilight. I know you didn't mean that like that. No, I'm talking more about the comments. But I hear it every day. I hear someone else tell me, oh, but like, that's for kids, right? And it's like, but 1.6 billion different people downloaded this. You don't think any of them have like, you don't think that amount of people like you should be talking to just in case they know one of your soulmate clients? Never mind that your soulmate clients might be in there. Like, we are living in a weird bubble here in Facebook. We're living in a weird little bubble where we think this is the whole world, and it is not. It is not. There are people who are like wanting to learn how to do energy work on TikTok, and they're reaching out to other people like who are straight up teaching healing. They're teaching EFT. They're teaching hypnosis, like self-hypnosis. They're doing sound meditations on there. All of those people are on there and they're doing well. They're doing well. One of the people that I'm talking about, she started her account January 8th. She's at 177,000 followers today. Her Instagram has skyrocketed. She now has a website and people are reaching out to her to work with her. So that's that. Creating your offers from your soul, you have a way to connect with the entire globe, you guys. You have a way to connect. If you're sensitive, either a clairaudient, if you're, clairvoyant, all the clairs, every way that you can be sensitive to energy. If you're feeling some sort of pull right now to create that thing, create it. And you get to build this container in a way that not only is beneficial for whoever, you steps inside, but in a way that satisfies your soul. And let me tell you why these are important to both of these things. A lot of times people will approach me and say, what should I create that people will actually pay for? Or what should I make that would be easy to market or good to market for my stuff? I get that all the time. And let me tell you what, the easiest thing to market is the thing that lights your soul up. The easiest thing to market is the thing that you get so excited to do every day that you can't help but talk about it. And you can't help but share about it. And then you just need to know where to put the stuff. And that's essentially your whole marketing strategy. That is what we should be creating in your business. So you need to be aware of what aspects of the transformation are satisfying to you and which ones are not, which ones drain you, which aspects of the shift that someone makes feels like a fulfilling way to spend your time. And it excites you enough that you're going to be talking about it as often as you want, as often as you can. It's going to be a natural thing for you. Instead of trying to figure out what the world will pay for, you have to realize that the world will pay for whatever you fully back. Like the world will pay you if you fully back it. If you come out here and you are so confident and you know that your work is going to transform people, you could not have any testimonies behind you. You could have nothing like that behind you and you would still make sales, and I guarantee it. Because that's how I started. When I took my first coaching client, I had just done like VA work up until then. And I said, I think I could coach someone around their marketing strategy. And then I started doing that, and lo and behold, here we are like 7 years later. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't go to college. Like, I didn't learn any of this stuff anywhere. This has all just been 1000% channeled the entire time. Yay. You know what I mean? And so with this, when I bring these things to you guys and when I share these things with you guys, I know that I sound extremely passionate and I sound, maybe it sounds like I'm yelling at you, but I'm not. I am, but I'm not. I'm basically telling you guys, there is such an opportunity for you to have impact. If you think about it, all of this, theoretically, we don't know for sure, but all of this, everything that has completely rocked our world for the last several weeks and months in certain parts of the world was started potentially by someone needing a bat. Like a bat. What? You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the main theories that are at play right now. If you think you can't have an impact on purpose, think about that. The fact that someone in the middle of somewhere ate something and now all of us are like quarantined, like, that's intense. And that wasn't even on purpose, obviously. And that's a terrible, like, this is all terrible. But if that is possible, why could you not make an impact if you tried? Like, I just have to be real with you guys. Like, this is not the time to play insecure. This is not the time to worry about looking perfect or having everything just so. Like, please just show up and figure out what you want to support people with. It can be free, it can be paid, whatever. If you're not supporting with yourself with your business and you have somebody else like financially taking care of the situation, do your thing. But if you are financially supported by your business, like myself, you continue to sell, especially, you guys, like, you do not have to stop for this, especially those of us who offer transformative services. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of the time. So I'm telling you all of this. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm telling you all of this because you get to create offers that light you up and help the world all at the same time. You get to use your ability to create. You get to use your ability to decide how those experiences are going to go for you and how they're going to feel for you. You do not have to be like swayed and thrown around by, oh, what happens to be, oh, I guess like this person's my soulmate client, but I don't really like them. Okay, just change it. Like, that's it. That's really it. You can decide, oh, I don't like this aspect of my core offer anymore because it kind of stresses me out. I used to like it, but I don't like anymore. Guess what? Take it out from the next sale that you make, and even talk to the people that you're currently with and say, hey, do you mind if we like kind of move out of this? Like, I don't really like this part anymore. And if they say, please, I like this part, then you are in integrity to maintain that. But if they might not even care either. You know what I mean? So, like, look at the things that you are settling for in your offers. Look at the things that you are settling for in terms of your soulmate clients. And this is really, really important, because if you subconsciously do not like your soulmate clients, guess what you will not be doing? You will not be attracting them. If you don't like them, if they trigger you, if they frustrate you, you're not exactly going to be like, please guys, come over here. You have to isolate the aspects of your soulmate clients that, kind of you don't like, and start polarizing around that stuff with your content. If you want people who are motivated by, like, in a self-starter kind of way, talk about how you're not going to drag anybody to do something. You can use that in your content to be explicitly clear and say, if I'm going to have to convince you to do your work, don't bother. And that's not driving away someone that you would actually want to work with. It's only driving away someone that you wouldn't want to work with. Like, you guys get how this works. It's extremely, I know it sounds extremely simple and straightforward, but that's because it is. If you allow your desires and your intuition to guide your business decisions, it does get incredibly simple and straightforward. That's just how it is, because you're not having to do all of this mitigating and figuring out how to keep everybody satisfied. Like, you're just saying, I want to experience my business in a very positive way. I want to feel this way when I'm engaging with my clients. I want to feel that way when I'm engaging with my marketing. You decide what you want those emotions to be, and then you make choices that support those emotions. Like, that is the whole point, you guys. And when you start to create your offers like that, then you don't mind, like, you love selling them. You love marketing them. You don't feel any shame around it. You don't feel any weirdness around it, because it's you. Like, it's the thing that you want to do. And so if you start to find that you're feeling nervous around marketing or not wanting to, like, this is a good place to go look. Go look at your core offer. Is there anything in there that feels forced? Does your offer look like everybody else's? Is it a 3-month, 3K, 12 call, messenger access, offer? That's the standard coaching offer and healing offer that you see. Or is it something, is it curated by you and knowing, okay, I want this experience to be a part of the healing package, and I want this experience to be here, and I want to make sure that we have this many calls, or however many calls are needed. You can have this be vague as long as you're clear with the energy and who you want to attract and what is it that they walk away with, right? You don't have to be extremely specific around each little thing, but you have to know what everything that's in there is supposed to be in there. Like if you can imagine it like you're setting up your own apartment or your own house or your own tent, like those are the things that you're going to, everything that's in there is because you wanted it in there. There's nothing in there that's just extra because so-and-so said you need to have it and so-and-so said you're not a real coach if you don't do this or whatever other like BS like thing you're saying. No, like you get to have what you want in your offer. You can include a trip to Disneyland in your offer. You can put different experiences as a part of it, and like you can make it exactly what you want, right? But you also want to think about like thinking about your client in terms of, hey, are there any other experiences I should add to this that would support them in their specific goals, right? You can make it flexible, but everything comes from a point of desire. There's no should, there's no, forced energy. There's no like guilt about doing it a certain way or any of that. It's just pure love. You're showing your love in this way. You're showing your love to your soulmate clients and your people through service, like true service. You're a host in this experience. So like, this is it, you guys. Like, this is all of the things that I talk about and have been talking about for years and years, and probably will continue talking about for years and years. But everything that you need to know right now, I've said in this live stream. Ask yourself what you should do and wait and listen and trust yourself and trust your expression and trust the things that are trying to come up out of you, because your vision is yours for a reason. It chose you, this idea, this energy came into you and hung out in your mind because you're able to do it. And you might not have all of the physical capabilities yet or the financial capabilities yet. Like it might not be yet that you can do it, but you are definitely supposed to and able to grow into the person that can do that. So like instead of shrinking your vision and making it compact and saying, oh geez, well I guess I'll just do this mini version, in this like kind of settling way, or even just completely do something else. Don't do that, because you have what it takes within you right now to take the very next step. Hey Joy, you have within you right now what you need to know to take the next step. There is no magic pill. There is no magic bullet that's going to help you figure this out just like that, except for ask yourself and listen. Listen for the parts of you that are making business decisions just to appease other people or just to legitimize what you do, or make it sound more official, or make it sound more tangible. God, I could not, I'm going to spare you the rant on tangible, but you do not need to provide tangible service because you're working in the feelings and emotions and mental health realm that would never be possible. So you're working with things that are quite literally not tangible. So you don't need to make your offers tangible. You do need to make them contextual, and people need to understand what is happening in there, but they don't need to be tangible. Okay, that's right. I still did it. I'm sorry. So you know what you need to know. You have the next steps within you. If you find yourself saying you don't know, you have to catch yourself and say, that's a lie. That is a lie. It may be I don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to choose. Maybe it feels scary. Maybe it feels like a big ask. Maybe I don't feel capable. But I don't know is not the truth. Sorry about it. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go now. That's what I had to say. I love you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with me. If any of you have questions about working with me one-on-one, I do have 2 spaces left. So let me know. And that's it. Love you guys. Bye.